Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to Broken Lords on Endless. Before we really get into this, I want to talk a little bit about what we learned from the last game, because it's important to do that. Failure is instructive, usually, if you allow it to be. So let's think about what happened. First of all, it's going to be difficult to make an early game push with these guys because their fortification value is so low. But I did notice something while playing on my own, playing a game by myself this weekend. Or no, we want to look at the hero screen. The fact that we have access to... Oh, apparently we don't get our starting text until we actually found our city. Okay, we'll talk about this in a moment. Let's spread out and found our city, get our starting text, and then I'll tell you what I was thinking. So let's have a look around. I actually think our starting region is pretty good. We have two very solid anomalies available to us right here. There's a third there. This is not a good found, usually, right up against the edge of something. But there are two 10-yield tiles and a 5-yield tile next to it. So I think it actually may end up being the best founding spot in the region. Let's have a little bit more of a look around. Yeah, there's a lot of pretty nice tiles here. We will hit that ruin. I'm just making sure that we can see everything. It's nice to get a full view of your starting region before making that initial settling decision, you know? Okay, so it looks like the region's actually pretty large. We have a few more tiles down here. What do we have as far as resources? I see emeralds. I don't see a strategic, but I would expect that there is one. There almost always is a strategic resource in your starting region. It's probably down here. So yeah, I don't think that changes things tremendously. I think it's very clearly either this space or this space. For some reason the tooltip's not... There we go. So this gives us 11, 9, 14. That's a pretty good start. This is 10, 12, 15. It's just better. Okay. Yeah, we'll take this and then we'll expand out and try to pick this up within 2 builds. Expand to like here and here maybe. Try not to build on this tile right away, because if we can wait long enough to get the Abbey of Anomalies, this is a tile I'd really love to double the value of. Yeah, I have to say, this is actually a pretty compelling start, and I like the fact that our city gets to have one space that is not approachable. And we have this cliff face. The defense of this city actually might be pretty good. I don't think I've founded a city on the edge of a region on purpose in a very long time. It's just a really good tile. And by the time we get things that care about our surroundings, the number of surrounding tiles we have too much, we will have expanded and we'll have a reasonable number. So let's... I think it's right to go Empire Mint first. Founders Memorial will increase our science speed, but actually I think we have quite a lot of science. I think we can afford to do like that even. Yeah, we're not going to need Mill Foundry in the next 3 turns, that's for sure. So keep in mind, we're probably going to be doing a lot of buying stuff in the early game. We're going to be looking for dust from ruins, hopefully. Anyway, now that we should have our starting text. No, we still don't. Let's, I guess, hit end turn. Maybe things will kick in. Because I'm trying to show you something that comes from the Tier 1 armor technology that we got to start with. Oh, you know what? It's not showing up because missing resource. I'm a huge dummy. Anyway, because we have access to the Tier 1 glass steel and titanium armor technology, that means we start with access to the trinkets, which means that we actually have this. That says faster pillage on it. But it's a little bit misleading. What it actually does is it just increases the fortification damage value of your units. You put it on a hero and it increases +1 fortification damage on each unit in that hero's army. So that actually will help. It's not huge difference, but it will help. The other thing we can do if we want to make an early push is just try to assimilate one of our minor factions early and make our army primarily out of the minor faction units, which is not a thing that's infeasible. Also, somebody pointed out in the last video that they like, in the comments for the last couple of videos, that they like Draken heroes a lot for Broken Lord's armies because the Draken can heal your units. And that's a fairly good idea. It might even be worth it for us to go into Driders or Ceraton, or not, Driders and Ceraton are the same thing. Driders or Eyeless Ones, if they present themselves. Because, like all units, they're fine if you just put a bunch of equipment on them. So we'll see what the universe presents to us. What do we have here? We have Eyeless Ones in our home region, so that's pretty interesting. We need to escort an army of 3 infantry units and our hero to this temple to move our faction quest along. And remember, we now know that the next step of our faction quest awards a thing that reduces the cost of Tier 1, Arrow 1 technologies. So we actually want to rush this a little bit more than we did in the last game. Also, the reward for this is gold, which is fantastic. Gold is the best thing for us. We also got the extractor quest from that ruin, which is fine. We have emeralds. I'm not that excited about getting more emeralds more quickly, but maybe we'll stumble across something that's a little bit more compelling. Alright, and we have Wealth Harvester. Activate 4 luxury boosters in order to get 130 gold. That's pretty interesting. And pacify 8 villages in order to get plus 15 initiative on all your units. Totally could happen. I think we're going to send our hero down here. There we go. Titanium. So let's try to fan out, see if we can't get adjacent to a bunch of different regions' minor factions, so that when we gain the ability to parlay, we can immediately put it to use. So this village down here is in this region, and then we have another region right here and a third adjacent region there. You'll notice we are completely cornered off, so we do need to expand fairly quickly just to make sure that we'll have access to more land in the future. More regions that have emeralds. That's not exciting. What do we have here? Dorgeshi. I did not check the fortification damage value of the riders, our cavalry unit that we can learn to build. I expect it's not very good because, generally speaking, cavalry units don't... Oh, actually, hold on. We don't want to do that. We want to send this guy over here and have him parlay at the beginning of next turn. Generally speaking, cavalry don't have great fortification damage. They're for riding around killing armies more than riding around and burning buildings. Okay, 40 dust, that's something. I did not buy a second citizen at the beginning of the game, I should mention this. And I did that on purpose because I wanted to get the Empire Mint the moment it was possible to. And generally speaking, saving the dust, it's only 50 dust, but saving the dust to buy out the Empire Mint, I think, based on some napkin math I did, is going to have a larger effect on getting our economy in place than buying out that citizen. We really want to get that mint online as quickly as possible. And now, it's going to be beneficial to us to get a third stalwart quickly, for the purpose of getting into our faction quest and getting the cost reduction for our technologies. So hopefully, if we burn down an Ursus village, these guys will give us 80 dust. That's very compelling. Edino? Ursus. Okay, so it's this region. We definitely want to do that. And make sure there's no enemy region in here, and they'll give us wine. That's almost certainly going to happen. And we're not going to put any effort into it, so I'm pretty excited about that. We probably want to group our guys back up then to make sure that we give these guys 10 emeralds. That's actually something that is probably going to happen. Yeah, so I'm going to march back. We're going to try to group our army up to fight those Ursus with the minimum possible chance of losing a unit. Losing a stalwart at this point would be a total bummer, and Ursus actually are somewhat dangerous. Alright, so you can see we're on 18 dust per turn now. We're going to make up the deficit of not having bought that citizen, I think, very, very quickly. And as we're doing this, we can pick up the quest from these guys. What do you want? Colonize Parandy. Actually, colonizing Parandy is the thing we're very likely to do anyway. Oh, a dead end. Crap, if this had been a path, this would have been a very efficient way to get our guys grouped up. Do I want to hit these? I actually might want to save them for my hero. We want to get some levels on this hero. get this part of the faction quest done, and then move the hero into the city. I'm not going to search the ruins right now. We're going to let the hero do it. Okay, we have found the village in question. I'm a little concerned about purple. If purple settles Parandy, then we're going to come into conflict with purple right away. Yeah, let's just go this way. I don't want to walk up here and then have to walk all the way around this cliff face. Like, this is going to be very slightly faster than that, and then we can move up like that. Alright, so let's see what else this region has to offer. Okay, it has glass steel. That's cool. It looks like it does not have... Oh no, it has one anomaly. And it's not a good anomaly for us. It's a food-focused one. So, there's not a huge settlement... Oh, there's another anomaly down here, also food-focused. There's not a settling location that's absolutely fantastic. We could settle down here in the south. I mean, I'm poo-pooing these tiles a little bit, like, oh, no cluster of anomalies. But these are all tiles that give 4 resource. So actually, this is a pretty solid settle right here. This is a pretty cheap buyout. Yeah, let's go ahead and buy this out this turn. I know I'm delaying my citizen again, but the Founders Memorial does give 4 dust per turn. It's pretty good. And then we can start building the mill foundry, since the research is just about to finish. What about Siegor? Does this look like a place we could put up a city? This is a pretty good anomaly. We have a river nearby. This tile might be cool, because that's a lot of dust and industry off of a couple of anomalies there. That's sort of a thing to consider for the future. It's not really something that is going to affect our immediate decision-making. Alright, at this point, we want to start putting our dust into citizens. Mostly I'm trying something here economically. It may be that the... Okay, nice. That gets us 1. It may be that going hard on citizens from the very start actually does work out to be better, but it sure looks like, again, based on some very simple math that I did, it sure looks like getting those first 2 buildings established right away has a larger effect on your engine. We're going to want a stalwart pretty quickly after. We may end up just buying the stalwart, or at least contributing a significant amount of dust toward its completion, because like I said, we really do want to get that done quickly. Alright, I think at this point, our tech's coming fast enough that we can afford to do Alchemist Furnace before Public Library, and start getting our strategic incomes going. So, we have 3 options, basically, for avoiding the problem that we had last game. Option number 1 is that we could equip our hero with the faster pillage trinket and try to take cities that way. Option 2 is that we could go minor faction heavy in our early army and let that better class of units deal with that. But option 3 is that we just play SimCity. We don't go for an early game push, right? I think that might actually be the thing to do. Now, we have 15 of this. We could save this until we found our second city, but I think I'm just going to pop it now, because 30 approval puts us up to Fervent, which is going to have a significant effect on our dust output. And then we can burn this village in a second. The fact that it's pacified will not prevent us from being able to fight it. And this will get us 80 dust, which is going to make things pretty great for us. Oh, maybe I was wrong. Huh, I thought you could still fight them while they were pacified. Alright, well, let's go back and fight the eyeless ones, I guess. Gotta get that village pacified somehow. So what are we looking at cost-wise? Yeah, okay. I guess we're just finishing it the old-fashioned way. How many people can I move over to dust and still have it be 2 turns? Alright, we do need you guys to do that. But yeah, we're moving into dust mode quickly. So we're gonna start picking up faction skills. Dust Diviner and Mining Authority are both great, even in the early game. Now, we want to have as many of our city governors as possible be Broken Lords, because early in our faction quest, we get access to an accessory that tremendously improves cities, but it can only be equipped by Broken Lords. So we need this, and we need a settler going pretty soon. I think we can afford to put down the extractor first. But I think we're gonna... Oh no, I still want him to be finished next turn. Do I have to... I have to keep them both over there. Okay. Alright, so we're gonna pacify our minor faction village. We're going to go and complete the first step of our faction quest, and then we're going to move our hero into the city. And at this point, we probably want to research mercenary market. We'll have enough dust to actually make use of it pretty soon. That's 175. Okay, overall, I think that this has been a pretty solid start. I don't know. We'll see if it actually turns into anything valuable. How expensive is it to retrofit with a movement trinket? Well, right now, the movement trinket that we have access to is only +1 move anyway. I guess it's not a big deal. Let's not worry about it. Instead, let's burn this village to the ground. Sorry, guys. We don't have to manual a battle against eyeless ones. They're not very intimidating units. Okay, so we can build a point of population. Next turn we'll be able to buy a point of population. So you can see our economy got up and running pretty quickly. I feel like, and this is not a good... the way you feel about a decision is not a good barometer for whether it was a good decision. But, oh, I can move everybody over now. We're going to be doing a lot of stuff with our dust instead of our industry from this point onward. I think we'll go ahead and get the settler done, and then public library, and then the eyeless ones village. And we may use some dust to accelerate this. Alright, so what is the best way... Actually, the best way in is probably to go through here. Oh, but it's on the upper level. Okay, so the best path is probably like this. Yeah. Alright. It'll put us up against one minor faction unit, which our army should be able to handle absolutely no problem without needing to be healed. One hopes. Oh, I should... We may just want to buy out the public library. I think we do. What does it cost? 178. Because rushing this guy... Yeah, I think we want to buy out the public library. We're starting to get a lot of turns per research. Alright, we don't actually have a good view of what's up here on this plateau. Excellent, 40 dust. I think we just buy the library right now. Get Lenfell going as quickly as possible, and then use the strength of our city. Yeah, it took 3 turns off of Mercenary Market. Use the strength of this initial city to guide our expansion everywhere else. Alright, so we got 15 gold. This will give us 15 spices. Spices are not useful to us in a general sense, but they may help us get the legendary deed. Okay, so we did pretty well there. We got 15 spices. We now have archaeologist. That's what this says. And now we're into the next phase. Research 8 technologies of Tech Era 1, which will be easier now that they're so much cheaper. We did not get that done as quickly as we could have. It's possible that pushing super hard for this right away, like buying a stalwart really early and getting this before you finish the research on like even your 3rd tech, might be worth it. It could be worth the expenditure of resources. I'm really not sure. That math is a little bit more complicated, unfortunately. Alright, but we'll be able to colonize Parandy pretty soon. I should pop the hero into the city at this point. I should have done it last turn before hitting end turn. Alright, our hero has, in case you don't remember, dust efficiency 2, plus 2 dust per citizen on city. So, we've just increased by 50% the effectiveness of our citizens at generating dust. We're up to 75 per turn. We're just going to make sure we have all of the tiles. Okay, I can't see up here yet, but I can't imagine we would settle up there. So I guess we just settle near this thing, but the region's kind of awkward. It's not very good. It's just one of those strategic settles where I think the land is going to be really valuable. We'll settle like here, I guess. Take advantage of the anomaly. Maybe here. But be close to Lendfell, basically. For safety. Yeah, seems reasonable. Okay, unfortunately the region is swarming with demons, it seems like. And also, unfortunately, we're going to get this quest done pretty quickly, and it looks like there's only one village in the region, which is not too helpful as far as this goes. We are on 3 villages pacified already. This is 4, so we would need to do 2 more regions worth of... I mean, we can do Conquest. Conquest is certainly an option. Alright, so let's have a look at the mercenary market. We got it open pretty quickly. Ugh, it takes so long to move anywhere. Alright, we lost our wine. Somebody else beat us to tactical training. That's a shame. Let's go ahead and level our hero up. This should have an immediate effect. Unfortunately, it's a little difficult to judge the magnitude of it, given that we just lost our fervent bonus. Okay, so heroes are still pretty expensive. But if we could find a good Broken Lord's hero, not this guy. Bishop Julian's a little better, Dust Boost 1. I was really hoping for, I can't remember his name, but there is a Broken Lord's hero who has Dust Boost 3. That would have been nice. If we can find a nice Broken Lord's hero to serve as a governor of our second city, that would be great. We may have to, this actually is a little scary. These guys are pretty tough. 159 life, 51 defense is actually about as tough as our units are, but their damage and attack stat are like ours plus 50%, and they have chain lightning. I'm debating retreat, to be perfectly honest with you. Let's fight him. We'll manual the battle just so that we can be reasonably sure our units don't do anything completely insane. And we're going to... They have flying, so they could attack over the cliff. I don't really want this attack to occur. Maybe we should spread out a little bit so they don't get chain lightning on the first turn. Our guys have 3 combat moves. They're pretty fast. So we can probably stand like this. Not let them have their initial chain lightning strike. Okay, so it looks like we're going to be focusing on this one instead. You can see our units just do very poor damage. And now we're going to start eating that chain lightning. It's not a lot. It's probably the case that we would have taken slightly less damage by retreating, but actually it's not even going to be slightly, it's going to be a lot less damage that we would have taken by retreating, but we wouldn't have dealt any damage to the army. Boy, we might actually lose a stalwart here. That would be pretty not great. Keep in mind, as long as our guys don't die, we can just heal the full. We're not actually even going to kill one of them, though. So, let this be illustrative of the fact that stalwarts are garbage at dealing damage. Like, really bad. Really, really bad. Heal cost is 202 for this army. Absolutely brutal. We have to try to get into range of the capital, basically, so we can have the militia fight them off. Militia are much better fighters. So we wanted to found... Yeah, over here somewhere. So this settle will basically guarantee us a Dino. This region might be good. We can see these tiles clustered together like this. It makes this a pretty good settle. We have a lot of tiles that have 4 resources on them. Basically, any region that's a little food light is going to be really good for our purposes. So where can you get to next turn? Could we settle here? Would this be an okay settle? Actually, yeah, this is probably fine. Okay, so we'll settle next turn. Our intent will be to settle next turn after the Empire plan. I'm going to mash go forward on these guys, because I really don't want to heal the army of stalwarts. Okay. No, that's not what I wanted. The button changed locations. Yeah, retreat. It's fine. Okay, that's annoying, the fact that when he stopped moving, the the auto-explore button moved over. That's fine. We'll get the city founded next turn, I guess. It's a little bit less ideal. We don't really have a choice. We have to take economy and population. It's hugely better than science and industry. If you get an early influence boost from a quest, you can do both. It's possible that setting a guy to influence in our capital might have been a sensible thing to do. I'm debating whether I want to buy a population right now or use the dust that we have in the bank to rush some early buildings in the new city. I think it's going to be that one. So let's just wait on this for a moment. All right, we're going to have to again mash the go forth and perform your actions button so that our settler actually does his settling. Okay, and now we get the garrisons of our cities. We have to maintain 3 influence in the city. I think it's worth setting our first guy to... Well, let's buy another guy, actually. It's worth setting a guy to influence here to get that done. And then we need an Empire Mint, which we will buy out at 178. It's expensive, but it's worthwhile, I think. And then these can be the next things that you worry about. Okay, let's kill this minor faction. Annual. We're going to have 2 of our stalwarts hide. So you guys should start as far in this corner as possible. What? I didn't click on it. I clicked here. Go there. These guys only have 2 move. So we actually can start our this stalwart over here probably, and let the militia do all the fighting. You guys just chill. And the militia should both target the low health guy. Remember, it's not just militia coming in. We do actually have that hero who will be showing up through the reinforcement slots as well. Oh, this stalwart's gonna die. Well, maybe. No, he is. The hero can't get there in time. Yep, here he goes. Oh, he lives! Well, he's still dead, though. I guess I ought to just set this guy to aggressive. Our hero will be able to kill this guy, but then this one will move and attack. Make sure he gets the kill. Yeah. We lost a stalwart. That's not great. Actually, are we going to lose this one too? There's nothing you can really do to stop a faster unit with flying from attacking the target that it wants to attack. Oh no, there is. We have one guy who's faster who pins it down. Right. Never mind. We're good. That guy gets to live. And you can see that our militia actually are better fighters than the stalwarts. It was not an exaggeration. It's a crying shame, but it is the state of things. Okay, so we are on... I should probably have used this gold earlier. We are on 3 boosters, if we want to be. I'm going to go ahead and pop this, because it... Oh no, we have to get above 60 to get to happy, don't we? Well, whatever. So we need 1 more luxury booster to secure us 130 gold. Let's go ahead and... maybe we can get these emeralds fast enough. It looks like there's no luxury in Parendy. It also looks like there is not, in fact, a second hidden village. Let's go up here and get these tiles in view, make sure that there's no hidden resources over here. Overall, though, I think this is a compelling start. We're at 97 dust per turn. That's pretty good. We probably want to buy this out, so let's maybe not spend anything this turn. Oh, okay. We do actually want to do that. I know it seems like spending so much time researching Era 1 techs is maybe not ideal, but the quivering circlet that you get for continuing the faction quest is pretty valuable. And then we do get a free hero as we continue to push along. A free Broken Lord's hero who can use the quivering circlet even. So I do think there's significant value in doing our faction quest, but we're also going to pick up some Era 2 stuff first. Okay, so nope, no resources of any kind in Parandy. Not perfectly ideal. Enter Technology Era 2 within the next 10 turns for dyes. Awesome. So in 4 turns, we will complete that quest. We'll get the dyes necessary to run this, and we'll pacify this region, which may be our next settle location. This region, maybe. I don't know. We have to scout out a little bit more. Unfortunately, I suspect our units are about to get attacked. Also, I totally didn't buy out. I'm so focused on my units that I'm not doing my city stuff right. Let's make in this direction. Okay, Sisters of Mercy in this region, it looks like. They're tiny, tiny little sprites. Or models, rather. We're not using sprites. So we actually are on enough resources to go for a megapole right now. I don't know that I want to do that. How expensive are heroes right now, and do we have access to... We need another group of heroes to appear, unfortunately. So yeah, I'm not too worried about the heroes right now. Let's get this city up and running. Or do we want to go hard? Let's actually go a little harder on population in the capital due to the fact that we're getting 9 dust per turn from capital citizens. We'll buy this out. We will. But let's make people first. Keep the engine running. These guys, unfortunately, really need to be healed and really need to be reinforced. When we get Era 2 in a couple of seconds here, we're going to re-equip them. So actually, let's back off into our region. No, just go into the region. Let's back off into our region so we can do that. And I guess get ready to fight these sisters. Yeah. Manual. This should be a pretty trivial one. Once again, we want to let the militia do a lot of the lifting. But these guys having access to neither flight nor chain lightning, I think it should be a pretty easy fight. You stay put. You are actually good to keep fighting. Which one of them goes first? It's this one. You have 2 combat moves, so you'll move to here. Then you'll move to here, probably. So you are a focus. You're the one everybody can reach. Oh, okay. A little further to the side than I was expecting. Kind of a strange move, actually, if you ask me. Ah, and they're in the forest. So we have high ground against them, but they have the forest. High ground gives you plus 30% attack, and the forest gives you plus 30% defense, I believe. For some reason, the forest thing is not showing up in their status effects, despite the fact that you can clearly see that they are affected by it. Yeah, everybody just... Because we don't know what this unit's going to do. There was some possibility that that unit would attack a militia and would allow us to... Wow, 45. That's better than I was expecting from them. These guys usually don't do a lot of damage. So they have 31 damage, 36 attack. Okay, so she's making a beeline for our injured guy. We're just going to run him to the side, I guess. Go over here. Ah, damn cliff face. These minor factions are really bloodthirsty. Good work, militia. You sacrificed yourself for the cause. Okay. It's a shame we didn't have a hero involved there. Free XP would have been nice. Okay, do we want to do anything else? No, I think we actually are done this time. I had to sit here and ask myself, do I want to do anything else so that I don't just end the turn arbitrarily like a big idiot? We should get this... Oh, alright, we're doing this. The pearl spawned right before the winter vision limitation happened. Alright, oh actually we got Quicksilver. That's not... we can't pop our Quicksilver, unfortunately, but we can get off of Influence now and get back on Dust. Let's buy this out. And I think we'll have enough Dust to retrofit these guys on the coming turn. We actually have to heal them as well. We may have to take a moment off of development and just make sure that our troops get to survive. But this is pretty fantastic. It looks like we are going to get the Legendary Deed. Or are we not? Oh, did that faction quest... I think we lost that faction quest. I think somebody killed the... What are you doing? Why did they run up here and then back? That was something. Let's heal them up first. That does have to happen. So I think we may not be in early invasion mode. That being the case, do I want to change up my... Usually I go to alchemical alloys right away. No, we still have to be ready, though. We still have to be ready for other people to be gauging our military strength, which means that we need to have an actual army with actual units in it. Actual good units. Okay, so Lenfell needs to get the Emerald Extractor running, because apparently that's going to be our next best hope for securing that Legendary Deed. Boy, it doesn't feel very likely, though. What's this? Search 2 ruins in Samricium to get 40 palladium? We have no idea where that is. And somewhere there's a pink necrophage player. Well. Maybe we'll get lucky and find... Ooh, that was lucky. I was going to say maybe we'll get lucky and find a bunch of a luxury ruin in a ruin. A bunch of a luxury resource in a ruin. But I'm happy with 100 dust. Absolutely, I am happy with that. So... More capital pop? No, let's use this to guilt-free buy the Emerald Extractor. And then probably start making stalwarts. Or... Yeah, let's actually make sure that we get this. Periodically we'll pull people back to industry, and this may be one of the times when we want to do that. So the Emerald Extractor would take 15 turns, unfortunately, to get us the resources we need, but we still could get lucky and find something. Wistred is looking like a pretty good region to settle, anomaly-wise. Wow. So we got the rarer dust reward twice in 2 ruins there. That's pretty spectacular. That is some good luck. Now that we've met another player, our military strength is going to come into question, so we do have to worry about this, but we're definitely not going to be building any more unupgraded stalwarts. So let's get this fixed, first of all. Tier 2 armor makes you basically immune to attacks from minor factions, so that's pretty good. We'll go Tier 2 on the shield. Oh, we don't have... Right, I don't actually have this tech yet. Well, at the very least, this. I think we would go with the two-hander. Our defense is not in question. We need the extra attack and damage from the two-hander. So let's make that the new base design. And that way we can retrofit these guys when they come back. It's going to be 156. That's not too bad at all. Let's actually buy out some science buildings. Let's make sure that we're really pumping at these Era 2 techs. We'll come back and get 3 more techs from Era 1. You know, in a minute. So we're at plus 124 dust per turn during the winter. That gives me a lot of hope. That's a great position to be in. Oh, defeat this avenging army. Oh man, it's Ursus. I actually don't think that 2 Ursus versus 2 Stalwarts is a fight we can win right now. And they're going to stand between us and home. Okay. Bunch of assholes. Let's parlay with these guys. Give them 15 glass steel? Come on. That's ridiculous. That is a ridiculous amount of glass steel for a minor faction to ask for at this point in the game. Alright, how much are these guys to buy out? From full, it would be 426 to buy one. That's crappy. That's a huge amount. We do have our Center for Mineralogy up, since we actually researched Geomic Labs for a change. So it may be that that's what we want to do. We want to build that in the capital and move the capital over to science, move this hero over to Parandy and use Parandy as our dust city. I wonder. We also do still really need to hire heroes. Maybe that's what our dust should be focused on. I think that our army here is going to die, though. We could heal them immediately at the beginning of next turn, but I don't know that that actually makes things much better for us, because no, I clicked here. Healing an army removes its action point, and you can't retreat if you don't have your action point. So I think this army is dead either way. I do not think they can win a battle against those Ursus. I should have thought about the fact that the Ursus would move to block off our escape. Yeah, I think they're just dead. We'll let the Ursus eat them. I should have let the Ursus eat them in the first place, and they would have dealt more damage on their way out. But that means we have no army. So yeah, our next action does have to be building an army. What if we do this? 5 turns, much more sensible. And obviously we can augment with dust. Maybe we can get these guys to get confused as we move through their ruin and just lose us? Nope, not confused. Hey, Pink, don't you want to fight? Yeah, Pink, get him. Nope, that's us. That's us that's fighting. Alright, well, we lose. We got one of them to half. And now, I believe this avenging army thing... Nope, we failed. Pink must have... They ran up and to the left, which doesn't make sense, because usually what they do is they make a beeline for your cities. They ran up and to the left, probably into the jaws of a larger army. But it does not make a lot of sense that they went up left at all, because they should have been running toward our cities. Alright, we do need to make a settler as well, but we have to make sure that our army is significant enough that the AI actually has to think about whether or not they want to kill us. It's not like an obvious decision. We also might want to pick up diplomacy. Try to make friends with our neighbors more quickly. What is this? Is this the Sisters of Mercy? No, the Storgeshi village got eaten. Okay. So we kind of need to take this region right here just to ensure that we are going to get some actual living space. How much is a settler? 756. Well, that's a pretty high number. I'm pretty torn about where to go from here. I think that the path forward from the place we are now is a little bit less obvious. It's probably beneficial to us to go get sewer system. Although Central Market is just better, sewer system is significantly lower cost. You can see 75 industry versus 250. The glass steel's not a big deal, but the industry cost is. Let's go get sewer system. We can try to push our happiness up a little bit while working on our baser nature. But yeah, I'm pretty unhappy about the way this is going. Stalwarts are very possibly the worst unit in the game. The Alayi starting unit definitely gives them a run for their money, but at least the Alayi starting unit is fast. Stalwarts are just garbage. Yep, they're scouting us. I don't know exactly where they are. This unit entered our territory from Siegor. It came down left. So their territory might be over here somewhere. This is interesting. I see water on a lot of the borders of this region. It's possible that quest spawned on an island and it's showing us an island. It's also possible that it's a peninsula extending from, I guess, this way? I don't know. Hard to say. I do think it's worth building this up and then building a burrow probably to get to this anomaly. Because this anomaly has, 5 science, 6 dust right now. And we're claiming a lot of territory by expanding out that quickly. We're getting a lot of value. The Pearls of the Hive. I really wish they would chill that out. Like, there's no good reason for the AI to be so aggressive about when you take pearls. I took pearls that were in my territory and then pearls that were adjacent to my territory. Those are my pearls. So we need a settler really badly. I'd love to build a legendary, but we just don't have the time right now, I think. I think we need a settler. We have to expand. We're gonna get hedged out. If we take this region, it basically guarantees us Wistrid and Adino, and with 5 cities, we can definitely ramp our empire a little bit until we're ready for an actual war. Also, the fact that we haven't met purple yet, I think is a good thing. But, oh, that building, or that district that we can see, this is definitely Valter architecture. Valter or Mazari. Alright, well, we have a unit now. That's cool. I think it just sits in this garrison. Alright, so let's look at heroes. It's interesting that we haven't met purple despite the fact that we just saw... Oh, you know what? You don't meet them until you can see each other. We can see them, but they can't see us because of the cliff. Anyway. We could be buying a hero right now. I was kind of saving dust to push the... Oh, John Port the Shadow is the good... The Dust 3 hero. Yep. Okay. I was saving up to rush that settler along, but this'll do. Okay. So Dust Boost 3 is pretty valuable in case you're not familiar with exactly what Dust Boost 3 is. It's plus 6 dust per hero's level on city. So as we keep leveling him up, that's going to be pretty good. It also does plus 1%, which unfortunately in the early game means very little, but will mean more and more as we go on, obviously. I think we can afford to keep Lendfell on dust. In fact, I sort of think we can't afford not to. Even. Let's try to take this region. We'll rush this settler as soon as we can afford to finish rushing him. Okay. We finally met purple. So we could pick up prisoners, slaves, and volunteers. This is not a tech that gives us anything new to do right away, but it is pretty good for us. We're going to be buying out a lot of stuff. Yeah, let's go ahead and pick that up, and that'll help us with the rebuilding of our army for sure. Unfortunately, we're just kind of sitting around for a couple of turns. This makes me nervous. I don't like sitting around for a couple of turns. Oh, actually, you know what we should do is fix our stalwart design. So we probably want them to have titanium weaponry. I think we'll go for the titanium greatsword. The reason I'm saying titanium is, like last time, I don't think the glass steel is going to boost our initiative enough to be meaningful because it's so low to start with. And also, we do have a glass steel mine and a titanium mine, but no glass steel mine. So over time, we have access to a lot more. We can retrofit you for almost free. Over time, we're going to have access to a lot more titanium than glass steel, obviously. I wish that prisoners, slaves, and volunteers were getting done a little quicker. We could do this. It only takes 1 turn off of it, but it drops our dust production by 50. It's probably not worth doing. We'll just pay for the settler, even though it's going to be a little expensive. I think next turn? 488. Yeah, so next turn it will drop to under 400, I think, and we'll have over 400, so. I'm not that worried about our speed of acquiring a 3rd region. I think we're doing okay on that. I'm just really worried about making sure that we have a lot of territory. So yeah, we pay, what, 364 for this? That's not too bad. We'll get that settle on, like, 43 or 44, probably. That's fine. We'll have a couple of guys who are capable of completely dunking on a minor faction army to escort him. This is not the best start we've ever had. Losing our army to neutrals is embarrassing, but I really don't see that we had an option of doing any better. So, the quickest way into this region is through neutral territory, unfortunately. We'll start moving our stalwarts. Unfortunately, everything's like just barely not lining up, and pink is encroaching. Okay, so we know where pink lives now. And we know that they're pushing on us, and we know that we will have to fight them because they're necrophages. Alright, this will push the city to happy, which will push our empire to happy, I believe. And then we can talk about other stuff. And we're slowly rebuilding our dust supply. We do need a military hero. We also need to keep buying citizens. 3 and 4 is not a great place to be population-wise on turn 40 as a Broken Lord. It's not horrible. Because it's actually 8 population, right? The settler is 1 population. And it's possible our settler is going to get grabbed by miners. We can retreat pretty safely. The repair cost for a settler is very low. Alright, I think that this makes more sense than any of our other options. Remember, going to the 2nd ring is significantly more expensive. I think this is a sensible thing to do with our influence. Alright, our dust is going to be a little bit screwed up while we have our army in 3 parts, but we're gonna... I think we're just going to merge up right now. Actually, we don't want to merge up, sorry. We don't want our settler in the same army as the stalwarts. We'll merge these 2 up. And the stalwart doesn't... or the settler doesn't actually know where he's going yet. But we need another settler quickly because we have to take Wistred too. We have to wall pink out. This is a Necrodrone. Okay, I'm not that worried. I mean, he's going to attack our settler, I'm sure. But we'll be fine. Like I said, it's not that expensive to run away with a settler. So now we have a lot of questions about the direction of this city. We could try to build one of the big buildings. You know what? Let's go for it. Let's go for the megapool. 1, 11, 13 in this direction, 2, 11, 12 in that direction. We definitely, obviously, want to be picking this up. Let's build it here, because if we want to, we can triangle like this. We might also just want to build a longer, snakier shape. But I think this is a sensible thing to do. So 32 turns goes down to 18. Parandy is going to have to... Man, I think we got to keep working on the settler. So we're at only plus 42 dust per turn for a little while, which is certainly not ideal. Oh, also I'm a huge idiot, and I forgot to retrofit this 2nd stalwart. Whatever, it's fine. So where do we want to settle? Possibly somewhere up here. This anomaly is pretty good, but this one is actually just a 3 resource tile. There's another good anomaly up here, 6 dust. So we just need more vision. We can't make a decision yet. Let us see. We'll get our move on. If the settler completes his movement and then gets attacked, retreating will generate 2 points of movement for him. Oh, pink and purple are fighting already. Be at war in 10 turns. Well, we're not going to do that on purpose, but it might happen regardless of how I feel about it. And 70 dust, great. And we see some more anomalies here, unfortunately, mostly food anomalies. But now we're starting to get an idea of where we want to settle. So let's see. This is not terrible. 8, 12, 9 with 10 approval. I think it's going to be this. 6, 14, 5. Yeah, I think we settle here. This is better, right? 8, 12, 9 is better than 5, 17, 13. It's not. Once again, I think we end up settling against the edge. Yeah, this city's not in a... This city's going to have a weird shape anyway because of the fact that there's ruins and mountains right here. Even if we settled here, because of the fact that we want to incorporate this, we'd have to expand out to this tile, and then the city would end up with a weird shape no matter what we did. So we may as well just take this relatively stronger location right away. We need to get that settler done quickly and hit Wistred. But overall, I'm feeling okay. I'm feeling nervous, but okay. Prisoners, slaves, and volunteers is huge for us. We need 2 more texts from Arrow 1 to unlock the next steps of our faction quest, and it looks like we're not going to be in any shape to go to war anytime soon, no matter what we do, so we may as well go back and get them. Aquapulvistics, we don't have a river yet, but we do have a lot of lake available to us. No, we don't. Well, the lake is over here. So Aquapulvistics does, like, nothing. We could pick up Pillage. We probably should. And then the question is, do we pick up Advanced Alloys just for minus 10% titanium costs? No, Military Science is a good tech. I never get Military Science, but it actually is, like, really legitimately good. Let's do this and then this. Let's get our faction quest all squared away while we're recovering everything. We don't need more buildings to build. We're already... we already have lots of stuff to do. 134. No, we'll be able to buy this settler next turn if I don't spend any dust right now. I think we have to. And then that'll give us 5 regions to work with, which I think is pretty good. Alright, so let's buy out our settler. You need to step into the region and retrofit, you big idiot. You have orders already. Go fulfill them. Alright, so this is going to put us in kind of an awkward position as far as our relationship with Purple goes. They're probably going to be pretty mad about all of this border. And Valdora is not in a good position to receive reinforcements, really. Not until we have roads. So, yeah, things are not going perfectly. Valdora is in jeopardy, and we have to fix that quickly. The way we're going to fix that is with military units. Alright, so we can afford to... how much is this reduced? Okay, from 178 to 134 is how much slaves and prisoners, slaves, and volunteers has reduced the cost of our early buildings. That's pretty significant. I'm so sad that these Hernuts got wiped out. Okay. If I had waited a turn, we would have been able to pop our emeralds and get our legendary indeed. That was an error. I should have held off for a turn. There's so many things that you have to keep in your head to play well, and unfortunately, I'm just not. I'm not perfect, certainly. I'm working on it. Hopefully, I've been explaining my decisions well enough. Oh, there's a guardian in Brenlaw who has a prize that we would very much love to have. Unfortunately, not really feasible. Okay, so we're gonna move our settler out to a good location in Wistred, but we're going to not actually settle it. We're gonna wait to get to 20 emeralds. We really want that gold. Alright, so Parendy's got a sewer system to build. Lendfell could really use some more population. I think the next bit of gold, or the next bit of dust we should allocate is to Lendfell's population to try to rush this. Is that more important than building up Laldora? Actually, it almost certainly is not. It would be a bummer if we lost this after spending a bunch of turns of growth on it, but also, we actually don't have that many things that Lendfell would be building otherwise. They'd just be making military units. Alright. Wistred Shit. Okay, well, we need that. We have to have that. So it looks like war against pink is sooner rather than later. Yeah. Alright, Parandy. You know what to do. Laldora is... Yeah, we need this. We're going to start ramping up for war. No, your expansion gives us a common frontier. How about that? One side your city, other side your death. Yeah, I'm okay with that definition as long as you understand that that line is actually right here. Alright, so purple is running around and fighting with pink. Hopefully we can maybe press purple into helping us a little bit. And obviously we're going to be settling a Dino now. I think that it makes sense to settle down here, like I said. The anomaly's not actually very good, but there's just a lot of tiles that are for resources, and that's fine. And somebody else just got the thing? Yeah. Yep, that was a 130 gold that we didn't get because I wasn't thinking about it. The disappointment. Because gold is quite valuable. In case you're not familiar, I guess I'm trying to slow things down so people can. It gives minus 50% dust on city upkeep. If you look at this, we are. Where's our city upkeep value represented? Yeah, 10 plus 14 plus 14. So it would have been. It would have been plus 19 dust per turn. That gold. That's pretty good. Alright, a whole bunch of purple's army just went missing. Did they just fight pink and lose? Maybe. So I think our next plan, we're going to end the video here. I think our plan for the immediate future is that we are in fact going to war with pink. We need to save up, get a military hero, build up a military. After pillage completes, we are doing this. We may just attack them with 6 stalwarts. That would be fine. We're going to make sure to equip the faster pillage thing. We're going to try to hit Wistred while it's weakest. Actually, we may want to move even faster than that. Because Wistred right now is 2 units, 100 fortification. If we rush a couple of guys, or like rush one guy and finish building the other and just go for them, that might be good. 6 turns is a lot of time for them to shore things up. I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, that's the end of this episode. Come back next time for, unfortunately, unlike what I was saying, some early war. And we'll see you then.